is RFL. And a very wet Portuguese Grand Prix gets underway, and Lord James has made a bad start. Verklempt and Tarrier are going to pass him into turn 1. Look at Vapid on the outside of the Williams, approaching turn number 3. Braking late. That's Lord James on the outside. He's going to drop down to P4 now. And this is a disaster for the Ferrari driver. The two Mercedes are locked together as well as we head down to turn 5. And I will say, actually, by the way, the spray on the game is looking a bit dodgy, looking a bit glitchy. Lord James holds third place. Angelo goes ahead of Kozlowski. These two have been glued together all season. Angelo wants to break into that top 6 battle because they don't know. Oh, and Tarrier's done it again. But he's going to try and hold it on the outside and keep the lead. Please stay on the track. Please. Oh, no. This is going to be the same thing I have to see all night. Vapid and Tom have had a swap of places, I believe. Lord James hasn't given this one up. He's got a 1.6 second lead to 4th place. And downhill we go now. He's going to try and see if he could do something about these guys ahead. He knows that the pace is there in that Ferrari car. So it's just about utilising it. Because let's go down to P9. Through the very tricky left-hander. It's a good line from Verklempt. He's not quite going to get alongside LTK Tarrier. We have seen leaders in this race go side by side through there before. I was one of them. And I got out ahead. Side by side for the lead. This is a very tricky part of the track. You can see on the straight for Verklempt. He is sliding all over the track. That was brilliant. Oh wow. Voice crack for the win. And Lord James is now going to try it on Verklempt because Verklempt wasn't able to get that move done. We've seen him sliding all about and wiggling through the left-hander and down the hill as we approach turn number 1. But they have to make it through Galp first, and Tarrier's pulling away now. He's over a second ahead because of Verklempt making that mistake. Lord James is going to try and pull ahead, but he doesn't have the clearance off that Alpine, and he has just about got the position, and he's now the one sliding about. He is in P2, but he needs to stop doing that, otherwise Tarrier's just going to pull away more and more and more. Lord James fastest lap of the race, half a second off LTK Tarrier. So the McLaren driver's under pressure, and he's not particularly quick through the first 2 quarters, and again not got the speed over Lord James through this section either. He has a snap, he has a slide, but so does Lord James. Vapid could up into P4, but they're side by side further back. Down towards turn number 5 on the outside is the Mercedes driver. And he has not got that position, and now it's 3.5 seconds between Verklempt and this group. Vapid Coot 74 not able to make the pass for 4th position. Tarrier's made a mistake, and Lord James has made the pass for the lead. But can Tarrier get him back down in the run to turn 5? I'm sorry I missed that, but Lord James is going to take the lead of the race. This is looking like the Packers sort of starting to figure themselves out. That's a spin. And Cal goes up into P11. Verklempt slides through the last turn. He wants to get the run. He wants to move himself up into 2nd position towards turn number 1. That's Vapid and Tom and Asno gaining places as the Williams has entered the pits. Is that a front wing change, or is that for the intermediate tyres? I believe it. Yeah, it's for the inters. It's a straight tire swap. He believes that this is the time, because let's go. Doing the same thing in the McLaren. How can this advantage these guys? F1 in the pits as well. We'll watch Lord James. We'll see if he goes for a pit stop. No, he's staying out. Tarrier is staying out. Verklempt is staying out. It's another fastest lap for Lord James. The two Mercedes stay out. Angelo's diving into the pits. That's an interesting call. Let's see where he comes out. Jatin exits the pits as well on the intermediate tires. And I'll tell you this. It looks like they are working a treat. Have the guys in the top three made a mistake? Still staying out. Angelo's gaining time here. He's getting loads of time. Tarrier and Verklempt have entered the pits. Madness. Madness, madness, madness. Tom Gorian stays out as well, as Lord James has finally realised, wait a minute, I need to be in the pits here. So the detail, we're going to take that off. These guys are going to enter the pits. We're just going to watch for Tom Gorian to be overtaken, for Tarrier to overtake Lord James for the lead. Actually, no. What has happened? How has Lord James held position? Extraordinary. Has a chance now for LTK Tarrier to get the lead anyways. That's Angelo now ahead of Tom Gorian. Tom Gorian dropping down quite a few seconds, as I said was going to happen. But he is desperate to try and overtake the Italian here, and Tom's not exactly what people would call a patient driver. He's gonna shove his nose in somewhere. He's gonna risk it for the biscuit. Let's go on board with Tom Gorian. The ERS is being pushed into turn one. He's going to dive up the inside of Angelo. He's going to run the Ferrari out of road. And Angelo's going to hold position into turn number 3, or is he? Tom's going to hold it on the inside. He's going to stay ahead. And he's going to pass Angelo. Angelo's going to drop behind Jatin as well. That's a disaster for the Ferrari driver. His teammate leads the race at the moment. Into turn 5, Jatin not close enough to make the move. Tarrier's drop back 1.1 seconds to Lord James. And we have our first retirement of the race. Angelo has passed Jatin, who believes possibly that it's time now for some slick tyres. What is he doing? He stuck a set of mediums on them. He's not going to last. But also keep a close eye on the delta between Kozlowski and Jatin. And that'll tell you everything you need to know about how good those medium tyres are working. Into the pits. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you pitting? Why? Why are you going into the pits? You are throwing the race away. He's going to pit for mediums. It's a disaster for Vapid. It's a disaster for Danny M7. What are they doing? That's just not the strategy call to make. We see Jatin has dropped 5 seconds in the last lap. Because Lesgo's entered the pits and Danny's nearly spun it already on the exit. Oh my goodness me. It's comedy hour here in RFL. And these guys are cruising about the track at the moment, and that's just put me in the game lobby. They've all just heard me. Anyways, back to that. I think the drivers might have got a little bit distracted had they heard me, because the Xbox throws you out of the party after hours. It's another yellow flag, because Let's Go has spun it. He spun it, and this is about as disastrous of a strategy as you're going to witness. And 4 drivers pitting for those tires. I swear to God, if Tarrier pits this lap, good boy, he stayed out. But Verklempt is going to try and pass for P2. That's a bit of weaving from LTK Tarrier towards turn 1. You naughty, naughty boy. Into turn 5. He's going to dive him up the inside. He's going to leave him no space. They're gonna be banging wheels on the exit. Tarrier spun! No, he's held it! He's held it! I thought he'd spun! Angelo must be absolutely over the moon. It's like he's won the lottery. Up into P5. He's no doubt going to stay ahead of UCR Senna, Vapid, Danny, Cal, Jatin, and Kozlezko. Kozlezko jumped into the pits again to swap over to the dry compound again. Sorry, to the intermediates again. Cal's going to go into the pits. He thinks it's the right time. Verklempt seems to think that now is the right time. Tom Gorian is going to enter the pits. Angelo, does he risk it, stay out an extra lap and hope for the best? Yes, he does. He's taking the risk. Lord James staying out. You can see actually with Lord James, I think it just might be the right time for these new dry tires for Verklempt. Exits the pits. He's sliding about. So is Tarrier. He's sliding as well. Will Tom Gorian have the same? Yes! As soon as he puts down the throttle, the car tries to spin him around. Let's actually watch LTK Tarrier on this lap, just to get an idea of how the tires are. I tell you what, I think they've also made the wrong call on that tire choice. And yet again, Angelo will be saying, oh my God, I've won the lottery. Ferrari first, Ferrari second, and Lord James enters the pit lane. Kozlezko should set the fastest lap on a fresh set of inters. The inters are still the quickest tire at the moment. Angelo has entered the pits as well with his teammates, and I would have stayed out an extra lap, Angelo. Oh dear. Verklempt has lost time to Lord James. But let's see how he copes with the medium tires. UCR Senna with all those penalties. And speaking of penalties, Tom Gorian, time penalty again. 3 weeks in a row now, Tom Gorian has gotten himself a track limits penalty. Kozlezko still the fastest driver on the track at the moment, but I do have a small feeling that that might change in about 2-3 laps time. DRS is enabled. Oh, Tarrier spun! Tarrier spun! It's happened again! He's down to P4. LTK Tarrier has lost out to Tom Gorian and has dropped out of the podium positions. He has spun. He has spun. Tarrier spun. Please stop doing that, Mr. Tarrier. Make this the last ever time you spin a car around in a league race. I beg of you. Verklempt goes and sets the fastest lap off the race now. That's him sorted at the moment for P2. He's comfortable at the moment, and Lord James approaching the back marker. How hard is Tom Gorian going to defend? I believe these two are in the same Xbox party, so if you want to know what their views are on this, check in a few laps time after this race is over on their POVs. Tom Gorian, keen to let past the McLaren this stage. Could that be a mistake? We'll find out. Because personally, I would have been trying to stay ahead. Lord James, a 121.2. The lap times are tumbling. Lord James, he's going to hold the lead, and unless the safety car gets deployed now, then he's got it in the bag. Because Lesgo's going to pit to go for fastest lap, I assume. And we'll keep an eye on that and see if he can get it onto the soft compound tires. He goes and out of the pits. That's an overtake for P7. Jatin moving up ahead of the two Williams drivers. But a time penalty will drop him back down to P8. That's a very defensive line towards turn 5. And heavy into the braking zone we go. Tom Gorian is going to finish possibly in P5. Angelo needs to just hold in and keep within 3 seconds off the Mercedes. And because Lesgo there has just gotten the fastest lap off the race. That's a point on to his record. Tom's made a mistake. Tom's right off it. That's a very aggressive block from the Mercedes driver. It's the final lap of the race here in Portugal. And there's a lot of pride on the line, but there's also P4 on the line. How is Tom going to deal with this? How is Angelo going to deal with this? We're going to watch them on the run to turn 1. DRS is going to be enabled at the end of the straight for Angelo, just before they cross the line to start the final lap for themselves. Let's take a look at this. The ERS is enabled for Angelo. Tom's not going to fight it that much. He's going to squeeze Angelo towards turn number 1. Maybe try and force Angelo into a bit of a mistake, but no. Angelo keeping it calm, keeping it on the island. And he is now on track up into 4th position. Tom Gorian ahead of his teammate. That's a move into turn 1. But that's, again, going to be completely meaningless because there's 2 time penalties for the V-Carb driver. But they're making contact. They're banging wheels. We're going to watch these guys down towards turn 5. And Jatin's going to be let through, or is he? They're still side by side. Lord James is going to win the race. Great drive from him. Well, let's go back to this battle. And it has really just ended on track. Jatin's going to get 7th place. But he's not going to keep that position. He's going to drop down to 8th. Reclaimed P2. Tarrier P3, 2nd podium in a row. Angelo in 4th, and oh my goodness me, something's happened. There's a yellow flag or something. It was Danny. Tom Gorian's gonna get P5, but since he's left the session, the game's gonna glitch out, so Tom has finished P5.